Hey guys, welcome to 60 Degrees Motorcycle Streetwear and Accessories. Today we've got something very exciting for you guys. I'm Matt Fountain.
I'm Russell Page.
And today we're doing a review on the 2017 R6.
Today Matt and I had the privilege of taking the new 2017 Yamaha R6 for a test run. We took it through the mountains of Beachmont and put it right through its paces. Yeah, hey guys, this is the new 2017 R6, same power plant as previous models. We're still running the water-cooled, 4-cylinder, 16-valve, double overhead cam engine that we all know and love.
It's been about 10 years since they've changed their look. As you can tell, the exterior's completely changed. Absolutely stunning and looks very similar setup to the R1, but there are minor differences on here.
This year they've really managed to integrate the LEDs on the front of the fairings really nicely.
I mean, I love the vent lines that they've chucked in here on the tank.
Yep.
The sharp edge looks on the front. The tail is just absolutely stunning. I love the look of it. The fairing on the side is actually slightly different to the R1. I mean, you can see slight variations, slight changes to it. I mean, it looks more streamlined to me. It's got more aerodynamic to the previous model. I think about 8% more.
8% more. I'm really impressed with the stylings on the front. The lines are really nice and smooth. Everything seems to mesh and it just integrates really nicely.
In terms of looks of all the up-to-date models with 600s, I'd say by far this would have to be one of the best looking 600 sports bikes I've ever seen.
This year Yamaha introduces to the R6 the 43mm Kayaba suspension directly from the R1.
The rear shock is also R1 generation. Very well tuned, not too hard, not too soft. Of course, they're fully adjustable as always, but straight out of the box, really nice setup, really easy to ride, very comfortable and very forgiving.
The power really kicks on around about 8,000 up. From there, it's just like a freaking rocket.
Yeah, it really does like to ride.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, make sure you're holding on with two hands when it gets past that point because you won't be able to hang on. It's got 6 levels of traction control in here, so 1 through to 6.
I believe, yeah, 1 is off and 6 is on the most sensitive setting.
Some of you guys might be a little upset that they haven't changed the motor to this bike. I mean, why change something that doesn't need to be fixed? For a 600cc engine, this gives everything that you wanted. I mean, they haven't put too much detail into this. I mean, yes, it's got ABS. Yes, it's got traction control. Yes, it's got two modes on there. I believe A and B.
And standard. There is a standard mode, which means it's just on, yeah. B is your wet weather mode, and they really do tune it down for B mode. A mode is very aggressive, very responsive, and standard, as you would expect. It was much like last year's R6 on the way it ran. So there's a bit of a comparison if you've ridden a 2016 or previous. I'd like to just point out the brakes on this bike are very touchy because they've gone to with a 320mm disc fronts on these ones. So it does give that bike a bit of a twitch. So just be real careful coming in on the corners on the brakes. The weight difference, as soon as you get onto this, you just notice how light the bike is. Yeah, it's a few kilos heavier, 2.2
Yeah, it's exactly 190 kilos wet.
But you don't notice it.
No.
You get your leg over it and it's not there. I'm honestly shocked because, you know, you get onto a lot of bikes and you feel just how heavy they are. And I think I said in the ride review when I was riding that the weight's centered, it's low, so that just lends confidence in the riding. I think that's going to give a lot of riders and owners of these bikes, you know, a real big confidence boost. You know, that's important when you're riding. You need to know that your machine is capable, and I think this is by far very capable. One thing we did notice, both of us mentioned it, finding neutral can be a bit of a mission, to say the least. It
took me about maybe 10 times at a set of lights.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you do adapt to it. You find the sweet point where it grabs a neutral, but it was a little bit hard at the start.
The quickshifter. Everything about the way they've set up that gearing and the quickshifter on this model really lends to just maximising all the power in the bike. Yeah. You feel in control the whole time, but it's really smooth. Throttle response is just second to none. I can't stress how smooth the cornering and acceleration ability of this bike really is. So whatever they've done in the throttle work this year, don't change it.
Yeah, don't change it
at all.
Leave it as is.
Yep.
And that was one thing I was very surprised with the suspension setup on this. I mean, considering Australian roads, they're not the best. You know, you got a couple of rough bits here and there, but this handled quite well. I mean, there was a couple of rough areas where I could feel a little bit of movement, but nothing that was going to, you know, make me clench up and stress out.
Well, the traction control kicked in, and you said that was just, it changed the way the bike
that's
felt.
it. I had it on level 2 setting on there. I mean, I gave it a little bit through the corner. I could definitely feel that traction control kick in, but it wasn't to an extent where it was just that vicious with the throttle response that you could just completely cut the power out. You could just feel where it was trying to adjust, and it worked really well. The system works really well.
As much as you roll that throttle on with the traction control in there, it won't lift the front up. That's a good point. But when you're coming out of a corner and you really want to feed the throttle on hard, that can limit you. That is another downside I found slightly to be a bit annoying. Only coming off bigger bikes, you know, you expect that.
Well, that's it. This is a 600cc bike. I mean, you got to go through the gears a little bit more. I mean, through beach mode, I was probably chucking around in second and third gear. Second gear is just where it's at for this, especially through the tight mountains. I mean, out on the track, it would be an absolute ball.
I think people are really going to have a lot of fun with this bike.
Oh, definitely. Totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. Daily riding, I mean, being a sports bike, I wouldn't recommend a daily ride, especially for this. The seating position is actually quite aggressive. You are a little bit more hunched over, but other than that, it's still reasonably comfortable. I mean, I reckon you could do an easy 200 Ks on this before getting hand cramps and, you know, your back's getting a bit sore.
You could do an 8-hour day on it, I think.
An 8-hour day?
An 8-hour day, yeah.
I suppose how well adapted you are. If you're a previous owner of the R6, say the model beforehand, you're going to feel right at home with this. I mean, it felt exactly the same in terms of comfort. You know, the seating position was pretty much the same. Your hands, your position, for my height, it was quite comfortable. Maybe for you...
I found myself a little bunched up, but I don't think that's anything a set of rear sets can't fix, honestly. But look, even for a tall guy with long legs, it's not too bad. You know, you really push up. They've got this nice rear attachment here for your bum on the seat that you can really put your backside into it and then lock your legs in on the tank, and you just feel at one with the bike. So yeah, look, I think all round they've really tried to cater for a lot of different class of people, and I think they've pulled it off, Matt.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's talk cheddar. Okay, so you guys can pick this up from Team Moto Yamaha at the Gold Coast. I believe they're $17,499, which I think is a very good deal.
Definitely. The colour choices you can pick from here is the, what's the silver called on this?
It's Intensity Silver?
Intensity Silver. I think that just matches so well with this bike. You can get the traditional blue Yamaha. You can also get the matte black.
Matte black, yeah.
Yeah, so they're the 3 colour choices for now. I mean, personally, man, I'd get this in this colour. I mean, look at those rims.
Everyone says, wow, the rims. And Yamaha really made their statement lately on their later model bikes with the, I don't even know what colour green.
Oh, in terms of colour choices, Yamaha's really, they've got it down. They've got it down.
And you know what? Minimalistic styling on all the stickers and all of the labelling really actually is a lot more.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with that.
It's got this beautiful pearl paint job. Why would you want to cover it?
Nah, why would you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to have to wrap it up here.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe our YouTube channel. We got plenty more reviews that we're going to be tackling next. This is our very first one, so thank you very much to our audience out there. Thanks for watching our channel. Special thank you to Team Moto Yamaha down at Gold Coast for giving us this wonderful opportunity to ride the R6. I mean, unbelievable. Don't forget to head over to our online store. That's at www.60degrees.com.au. We've got some special price deals on there. We've got some new design t-shirts there. Whole new range of accessories. We'll also introduce the new caps lock grip lock security lock for your motorcycle. Recommend jumping onto those. I mean, you're talking about extra security added to your bike.
We are the wild